Policies enacted today establish foundational frameworks for future societal development. These decisions have ripple effects, influencing conditions for decades to come. They shape the societal, economic, and environmental landscape for future generations. Understanding past legislative actions is crucial for informed policymaking. This historical analysis enables the projection of future conditions and potential outcome. Economic policies, such as tax reforms, are formulated by administrations to guide national finances. These policies also include trade agreements, shaping a nation's economic interactions with others. Such decisions establish precedents, influencing future governmental financial strategies. The fiscal environment for individuals entering the workforce can be significantly affected by these policies. The impact of these policies can extend for decades, shaping economic conditions for future generations. The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017 significantly altered U.S. tax policy. It introduced substantial changes to both corporate and individual income tax rates. These legislative changes have long-term implications for future generations. A child born in 2024, reaching adulthood in 2044, will face a different tax landscape. They may experience varied tax burdens or benefits from lingering economic stimuli or fiscal constraints. Reduced corporate tax rates are often implemented to stimulate economic growth. The primary goals include encouraging business investment and fostering job creation. However, the long-term economic outcome is not guaranteed. In 2 decades, this policy could lead to a more robust economy. Alternatively, it might result in a more unequal distribution of wealth. The ultimate impact depends on how the tax benefits are distributed and reinvested. Changes to individual income tax brackets are anticipated in the mid-2040s. These adjustments will also include modifications to tax deductions. Such tax policy shifts are projected to impact young adults significantly. The changes will directly affect their disposable income and wealth accumulation potential. Consequently, their purchasing power and capacity for savings will be influenced. Tax cuts can impact national debt if not balanced by spending reductions. Unfunded tax cuts lead to increased government borrowing. This borrowing contributes to the accumulation of national debt over time. Future generations, such as children born today, may face consequences by 2044. These consequences include potentially higher taxes to service the accumulated debt. Alternatively, they may experience reduced government services due to debt servicing costs. Trade policies are governmental regulations that govern international commerce. These policies encompass various measures, including tariffs and renegotiated trade agreements. Such policies fundamentally reshape global economic relationships between nations. They can directly influence the availability of goods within a country. Trade policies also impact consumer prices for imported and domestically produced items. Ultimately, these policies determine which domestic industries thrive or face challenges. Tariffs are taxes imposed on imported goods, impacting international trade dynamics. These duties can lead to an increase in consumer prices for the affected imported items. Alternatively, tariffs may incentivize and foster domestic production of similar goods. Such policy shifts can significantly alter market offerings and consumer choices over time. Over a 2-decade span, tariffs can reshape the availability of goods and services. This results in a different market basket for future generations of young adults. Renegotiating or withdrawing from international trade agreements can significantly alter existing supply chains. These changes also impact export markets, affecting where and how goods are traded globally. Such shifts may influence job opportunities across various sectors for the 2044 workforce. Ultimately, these adjustments can affect the economic stability of specific industries and regions. Protectionist trade policies are implemented to support and strengthen domestic industries. These policies aim to shield local businesses from foreign competition. However, such measures can inadvertently lead to reduced market competition. A lack of competition often stifles innovation within the protected sectors. This can ultimately diminish the quality and variety of products available to consumers. Trade policy changes have significant long-term effects on international relations. These shifts can lead to the formation of new geopolitical alliances. They also influence the establishment or dissolution of economic partnerships worldwide. Such changes fundamentally reshape the global economic landscape. This altered landscape will directly impact individuals born in the mid-2020s. Deregulation involves reducing or eliminating government rules and restrictions in a particular industry. This policy is applied across various sectors, including finance, energy, and transportation. A primary benefit is fostering economic growth by lowering compliance costs for businesses. Reduced regulations can also stimulate innovation and increase competition within markets. However, deregulation introduces potential risks to market stability and consumer protection. It may also pose challenges to environmental protection and social welfare standards. Looser financial regulations can encourage increased risk-taking within markets. This may lead to periods of rapid economic growth, followed by market instability. Such instability could negatively impact the financial security of young adults. It may also limit investment opportunities for future generations. Environmental deregulation involves relaxing rules designed to protect natural resources and public health. In the short term, this policy can reduce operational costs for businesses. Lower compliance expenses may lead to increased profits and economic growth. However, over a longer period, such as 20 years, the consequences can be severe. Deregulation often results in increased pollution and accelerated resource depletion. These environmental impacts ultimately harm public health and degrade natural resources. Changes in energy policy significantly influence a nation's energy landscape. Policies promoting fossil fuel production, for example, can alter energy dynamics. Such shifts directly impact a country's energy independence. They also have a profound effect on energy prices for consumers and industries. By 2044, these policy changes could lead to a dramatically different energy mix. This evolving mix carries associated economic and environmental costs and benefits. Labor market policies significantly influence employment conditions and wage growth. These policies include critical debates, such as minimum wage regulation. Union regulations also play a key role in shaping the labor landscape. Such policies establish the fundamental baseline for worker protection. They also determine the compensation standards for current and future generations of workers. Long-term wage growth trajectories are shaped by past labor policies. These policies have a direct impact on future earning potential. They also influence the standard of living for new workforce entrants. This effect will be particularly evident for those entering the workforce in the 2040s. Job security is a critical concern for workers, influencing career stability and future planning. Government policies and regulations play a significant role in shaping this security. Policies directly impact the structure of employment, including traditional and gig economy models. Regulations concerning the gig economy, for instance, can redefine worker classifications. These policy changes determine the level of benefits and protections afforded to workers. Ultimately, such policies directly influence the long-term stability and security of future careers. Environmental policies are crucial frameworks designed to protect and manage natural resources. These policies exert profound long-term consequences on various ecological systems. They directly influence the quality of the air we breathe and the availability of water resources. Furthermore, environmental policies play a critical role in maintaining climate stability. Their impact extends to preserving biodiversity, safeguarding countless species and ecosystems. The outcomes of these policies will be inherited by future generations, shaping their world. Climate change policy decisions are critical in determining future environmental impacts. These decisions include actions like withdrawing from international agreements. They also encompass changes to emissions regulations and environmental standards. Such policies will directly influence the severity of climate impacts experienced by adults by the mid-2040s. Relaxed emission standards for vehicles and industrial facilities can lead to a decline in air quality. This deterioration in air quality is projected to occur over an extended period. Such conditions can result in an increase in respiratory illnesses among the population. Ultimately, this negatively impacts the overall quality of life, particularly for future generations. Water resource management encompasses policies for conservation and pollution control. These policies directly influence the availability of clean water supplies. They also determine the safety and potability of water resources for consumption. Weakening current regulations can lead to significant environmental consequences. Future generations may face severe water scarcity due to inadequate conservation efforts. Contaminated water supplies become a risk if pollution control measures are not maintained. Land use policies are critical in determining the future availability of green spaces. These policies include the protection of national parks and other natural areas. Conversely, policies also govern the development and utilization of natural resources. Such decisions directly impact the natural resources accessible to future generations. Biodiversity loss refers to the decline in the variety of life on Earth, including species, ecosystems, and genetic diversity. Government policies play a critical role in either protecting or endangering natural ecosystems. Policies that weaken protections for endangered species or their habitats directly accelerate biodiversity loss. This degradation diminishes the health and resilience of natural ecosystems globally. Such actions compromise essential ecosystem services, impacting future generations' well-being. The development of renewable energy is a critical factor for future national infrastructure. Support for or hindrance of this development will have long-term consequences. Within 2 decades, it will significantly shape the nation's energy landscape. This includes direct impacts on the national carbon footprint and emissions targets. Furthermore, it will influence the overall cost and affordability of energy for consumers. Ultimately, renewable energy development is crucial for environmental health and economic stability. Healthcare policies are frameworks that govern the provision and access to medical services. These policies are crucial in determining how individuals obtain medical care. They also influence the affordability and availability of health insurance. Furthermore, healthcare policies drive public health initiatives and preventive programs. The design and implementation of these policies directly impact future health outcomes for individuals. They also play a significant role in shaping the financial burdens related to healthcare expenses. The Affordable Care Act, ACA, is a landmark healthcare legislation in the United States. Potential changes to the ACA could significantly alter the landscape of health insurance coverage. These modifications may lead to varying levels of access to affordable healthcare. Such changes could particularly affect young adults, impacting their coverage options. By 2044, the long-term effects of ACA adjustments on healthcare access could be substantial. Protections for individuals with pre-existing conditions are crucial for healthcare access. If these protections are weakened, health insurance could become unaffordable for many. Future adults with pre-existing conditions may find health insurance prohibitively expensive. This could lead to a lack of access to necessary medical care for affected individuals. Such changes would significantly impact their health outcomes and financial stability. Public health programs are essential for maintaining the well-being of a population. These programs encompass vital services like disease prevention and health education initiatives. Alterations in funding for these programs can significantly affect public health outcomes. Reduced funding may lead to a resurgence of diseases that are otherwise preventable. Insufficient investment in public health can also contribute to a decrease in overall life expectancy. Therefore, consistent and adequate funding is crucial for a healthy and resilient society. Prescription drug pricing is a critical factor, influencing healthcare accessibility and affordability. Government policies and regulations play a significant role in shaping drug costs for consumers. These policies directly impact the out-of-pocket expenses individuals face for essential medication. Without effective regulation, drug prices can escalate, making treatments unaffordable for many. Future generations may experience higher out-of-pocket costs for necessary medical treatment. Ensuring affordable access to prescription drugs is vital for public health and economic well-being. Mental health parity policies are crucial for equitable access to mental health care services. These policies directly influence the availability and quality of mental health care. Their impact will be particularly significant for young adults in the 2040s. Addressing this critical public health need requires robust policy framework. Medicaid expansion decisions significantly influence healthcare access for low-income population. These policy choices directly affect the availability of medical services for vulnerable groups. Such decisions can impact the health outcomes of a segment of the future adult population. They also play a crucial role in the financial well-being of these individuals. Ultimately, Medicaid expansion shapes the overall health and economic stability of communities. Education policies are governmental frameworks that dictate the structure and operation of educational systems. These policies determine critical aspects such as school funding allocations and curriculum standards. They also regulate access to higher education, influencing opportunities for advanced learning. Ultimately, education policies shape the intellectual and professional development of future generations. Federal funding plays a crucial role in supporting K-12 education across the nation. Changes in this funding can significantly impact the financial resources available to school districts. Such changes may either alleviate or exacerbate existing disparities between districts. These disparities directly affect the quality of primary and secondary education provided. This impact will be particularly felt by children born in the mid-2020s, shaping their educational experiences. School choice initiatives are policies designed to offer parents alternatives to their assigned public schools. These policies often include charter schools, which are publicly funded but independently operated. Such initiatives aim to introduce competition and innovation within the public education system. The implementation of school choice can significantly alter the landscape of public education. This may lead to varied educational outcomes for students across different schools. Ultimately, these policies influence the educational opportunities available to future generations. Policies directly influence federal student aid programs and university funding allocation. These policies significantly impact the affordability and accessibility of higher education for students. Changes in funding can affect college enrollment rates among young adults. Such policy decisions also play a crucial role in determining student debt levels. Vocational training and skills-based education are crucial for shaping the future workforce. This type of education focuses on practical skills directly applicable to specific industries. It prepares individuals for immediate employment and specialized roles within various sectors. Emphasis on vocational training leads to a more skilled and competent workforce. This preparedness directly benefits industries by providing a readily available talent pool. Policies regarding STEM education significantly influence a nation's capacity for innovation. Promoting STEM education fosters technological advancement and economic growth. Deprioritizing STEM can hinder progress in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. These policies directly impact the career opportunities available to future generations. Student loan policies are subject to ongoing changes, impacting higher education financing. These policy adjustments can include modifications to interest rates on student loans. Repayment options, such as income-driven plans, may also be revised. Changes to loan forgiveness programs directly affect eligibility and relief for borrowers. Such policy shifts will significantly influence the financial burden for graduates in the 2040s. Immigration policies significantly influence a nation's demographic composition. They directly impact the labor supply, affecting various economic sectors. These policies also shape cultural diversity and international diplomatic relations. Consequently, immigration policies have profound and lasting societal and economic implications. Increased border security measures are implemented to control national boundaries. These measures can significantly influence demographic shifts within a country. They impact the integration patterns of immigrant communities into society. Such changes can lead to alterations in a nation's cultural landscape. Furthermore, border policies can affect the composition of the labor force. Legal immigration pathways, including visa programs and family-based immigration, are subject to change. Modifications to these pathways directly influence the demographic composition of a population. Such changes can significantly alter the diversity within a country or region. They also impact the collective skill sets available in the future workforce. Thus, adjustments in immigration policy have far-reaching effects on societal and economic structures. Refugee and asylum policies are shaped by humanitarian values and international obligations. These policies are crucial for protecting vulnerable populations seeking safety. Decisions made within these frameworks directly impact the lives of asylum seekers and refugees. They also determine the allocation of resources for their support and integration. The Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, DACA, program impacts undocumented individuals. These individuals were brought to the United States as children, often without their consent. DACA provides temporary protection from deportation and work authorization. The program's status directly affects their legal standing and daily lives in the U.S. Uncertainty surrounding DACA's future creates instability for recipients and their families. This also impacts their potential economic contributions to the country. Immigration policies play a crucial role in shaping a nation's labor force. These policies directly influence the growth of the workforce by regulating the influx of new workers. They also impact the composition of the labor force, affecting its diversity and skill sets. Industries heavily reliant on immigrant labor are particularly sensitive to changes in these policies. Such policies can determine the availability of workers for specific sectors, impacting their operations. Ultimately, immigration policies have a significant effect on the overall economic productivity of a nation. Immigration patterns significantly influence the cultural landscape of a nation. New populations introduce diverse traditions, languages, and perspectives. This influx of diverse cultures enriches the overall societal fabric. However, these shifts can also create challenges in social integration. Maintaining social cohesion among varied cultural groups becomes a key consideration. Effective policies are crucial for managing both the benefits and challenges of diversity. Judicial appointments to federal courts are critical decisions affecting the legal landscape. These appointments include positions on the Supreme Court, the highest judicial body. Such appointments profoundly influence the interpretation of laws and constitutional rights. Their impact can last for decades, shaping legal precedents and societal norms. The Supreme Court's composition is profoundly influenced by presidential appointments. These appointments shape the ideological balance of the highest court. This balance is crucial as it dictates the court's interpretive approach to law. Such ideological shifts can lead to landmark rulings with far-reaching implications. These decisions redefine fundamental rights and government powers for generations. Appointments to lower federal courts significantly impact legal precedents. These judicial appointments also shape the application of laws nationwide. Federal judges serve for life, ensuring their decisions have lasting influence. This lifetime tenure extends their impact far into the future of the legal system. Court decisions today establish legal precedents that shape the future societal framework. These rulings encompass critical areas such as abortion rights, voting rights, and environmental regulations. Such decisions directly influence the legal environment for individuals born in 2024 as they mature. The legal landscape they inherit will be a direct consequence of contemporary judicial interpretations. Judicial interpretations significantly shape administrative law. These interpretations determine the regulatory power of federal agencies. This directly impacts how industries are regulated and policies are implemented. Ultimately, it affects the regulatory burden on businesses and citizens. Social policies are frameworks designed to address societal issues and improve welfare. They encompass diverse areas, including civil rights, criminal justice, and welfare programs. These policies are instrumental in shaping the fundamental structure of society. Ultimately, social policies aim to influence individual opportunities and quality of life. Criminal justice reform encompasses policies related to sentencing, policing, and incarceration. These reforms aim to influence various aspects of the justice system and society. One key area of impact is the reduction or increase of crime rates within communities. Reforms also address racial disparities prevalent within the justice system. Ultimately, these changes seek to improve offender rehabilitation and community well-being. By 2040, civil rights protections are fundamental to ensuring equality and opportunity for all demographic groups. The enforcement of these protections directly impacts social equity. Conversely, the weakening of civil rights can diminish equality and opportunity. These policies significantly shape the social equity experienced by future generations. Social safety net programs, like food assistance or housing aid, support vulnerable populations. Changes to these programs directly impact poverty rates within communities. Such alterations significantly affect the overall well-being of families. Ultimately, these changes influence the economic stability of households and regions. Policies directly influence the rights and acceptance of the LGBTQ+ community. These policies encompass various aspects, including non-discrimination protections. They also address fundamental rights such as marriage equality. Such legal frameworks are crucial for shaping societal attitudes. They determine the extent of legal and social acceptance for LGBTQ+ individuals. Ultimately, these policies significantly impact the community's integration into society. Gun control measures refer to laws and policies regulating the manufacture, sale, transfer, possession, or use of firearms. These measures are often implemented to address concerns about public safety and reduce gun violence. Debates surrounding gun control involve complex considerations of individual rights versus collective security. Policy changes in gun control can significantly influence the prevalence and impact of gun violence within a society. The effectiveness of various gun control strategies is a subject of ongoing research and public discourse. Such policies directly affect the security environment and safety for current and future generations. Freedom of speech and expression are fundamental rights in democratic societies. Policies and judicial interpretations directly impact the scope of these freedoms. These interpretations influence public discourse and the protection of dissenting voices. Ultimately, The robustness of free speech shapes the democratic landscape of a nation. Government transparency policies are crucial for fostering public trust in governance. Accountability mechanisms enable citizens to effectively monitor governmental actions and decisions. These policies directly influence the public's perception of fairness and integrity in government. Enhanced transparency and accountability are key drivers of increased civic engagement and participation. Infrastructure investment involves strategic decisions on public assets like roads, bridges, and transit system. These investments are crucial for determining the quality and efficiency of a nation's physical infrastructure. High-quality infrastructure directly enhances the daily lives of citizens. It also significantly impacts and supports overall economic activity and growth. Therefore, infrastructure spending is a key driver for national development and societal well-being. Broadband internet access policies significantly influence societal equity. Policies promoting or neglecting broadband access can create a digital divide. This divide impacts educational opportunities and future job prospects for adults. It also limits access to vital information, affecting overall societal development. Development policies often prioritize either urban or rural areas, creating a focus on specific regions. Such policies can inadvertently lead to significant regional disparities. These disparities manifest in uneven distribution of essential resources. Economic opportunities also become unequally distributed across different areas. Concentrating development in one area can draw resources and talent from others. This can exacerbate existing gaps between urban and rural regions, affecting overall national equity. Public land management policies govern areas like national parks and forests. These policies directly influence recreational opportunities available to the public. They also play a critical role in conservation efforts for natural resources. Effective management ensures these benefits are preserved for future generations. Investments in disaster preparedness are crucial for national resilience. These investments enhance a nation's capacity to respond to natural disasters effectively. They also determine the ability to recover from such events. Ultimately, this impacts community safety and stability. Federal funding is crucial for advancing scientific research and development. This investment directly drives innovation across various sectors. It fosters technological advancements and breakthroughs. In public health, such funding significantly shapes the future trajectory of numerous industries. Policies and funding are crucial for space exploration programs. These programs are designed to push the boundaries of human knowledge and technology. They actively inspire scientific curiosity among the public and future generations. Investment in space exploration directly drives technological innovation across various sectors. This innovation leads to advancements benefiting society beyond space applications. A nation's commitment to space exploration strengthens its role in global scientific endeavors. Foreign policy decisions encompass alliances and diplomatic engagements between nations. These decisions are critical in shaping the global political landscape and international relations. They directly influence a nation's security, affecting its stability and defense capabilities. Such policies also determine the extent of international cooperation, impacting future generations. International treaties are formal agreements between sovereign states, governing their interactions and responsibilities. Adherence to these treaties signifies a commitment to global cooperation and shared principles. Conversely, withdrawal from treaties can have significant repercussions on international relations. These decisions directly influence global stability, environmental protection, and human rights worldwide. Ultimately, the choices regarding treaties shape the world order for current and future generations. Military spending decisions are critical for national security and defense posture. These decisions directly influence a nation's strategic capabilities and readiness. They determine how resources are allocated within the national budget. Significant military expenditure can impact other sectors, such as education or healthcare. Such spending also affects the potential for both international cooperation and conflict. Balancing defense needs with other national priorities is a complex policy challenge. Cybersecurity policies are vital for national security in the digital age. They protect digital infrastructure from evolving threats. These policies are crucial for maintaining economic stability. They also directly impact the privacy and security of data. Global health initiatives are crucial for addressing widespread health challenges. Effective responses to pandemics are vital for protecting populations worldwide. Engagement in these efforts directly impacts international cooperation. It also significantly influences public health outcomes across the globe. Strong global health engagement fosters resilience against future health crises. Conversely, Inadequate responses can exacerbate the impact of global crises. A nation's stance on international human rights advocacy is crucial for global norms. This advocacy directly impacts the protection of vulnerable populations worldwide. It establishes a framework for ethical conduct and international cooperation. Strong advocacy can influence other nations to uphold human rights standards. Conversely, a weak stance can undermine global efforts and moral authority. Ultimately, a nation's position shapes its moral leadership on the global stage. Economic policies are crucial in shaping a nation's long-term financial future. The cumulative effect of these policies can determine a trajectory of growth or stagnation. A positive trajectory fosters sustained economic expansion and prosperity. Conversely, ineffective policies can lead to prolonged periods of economic stagnation. These trajectories directly impact job availability for the adult population. They also significantly influence wealth creation for individuals in future decades, such as the 2040s. Government policies significantly influence the distribution of wealth within a society. Tax codes and social programs are key instruments affecting income distribution. These policies can either reduce existing disparities or exacerbate income inequality. The resulting income distribution directly impacts social mobility and overall societal cohesion. Policies regarding automation and artificial intelligence significantly shape the future of work. These policies directly influence the types of jobs that will be available in the economy. They also determine the essential skills required for the workforce in the coming decades. Strategic regulation is crucial for navigating the evolving landscape of employment by 2044. Entrepreneurship is significantly influenced by the prevailing regulatory environment. Access to capital is another critical factor that can either support or impede new ventures. Favorable regulatory frameworks and capital availability foster the creation of new businesses. Conversely, restrictive regulations and limited funding can hinder entrepreneurial activity. These factors directly impact the development of innovative industries and economic growth. Consumer protection policies are crucial for safeguarding individuals in the marketplace. These policies encompass a range of regulations, including product safety standards. They also include financial regulations designed to protect consumers from predatory practices. Such policies directly impact the fundamental rights and overall safety of consumers. The effectiveness of these protections will be vital for consumers in the 2040s. Housing affordability is influenced by various policy decisions and market dynamics. Policies related to housing development directly impact the supply of available homes. Zoning laws dictate where and what type of housing can be built, affecting density and cost. Mortgage market regulations and interest rates determine the cost of borrowing for home purchases. These factors collectively influence the ability of young adults to enter the housing market. The financial security of future retirees faces significant challenges. This impact extends to individuals born in the 2020s as they approach old age. Changes to Social Security programs are a key factor affecting retirement income. Modifications to Medicare will also influence healthcare access and costs for seniors. Alterations in private retirement plans contribute to the evolving financial landscape. These combined changes necessitate careful planning for long-term financial stability. Energy independence policies aim to reduce a nation's reliance on external energy sources. These policies focus on developing domestic energy production and reducing energy consumption. Reducing foreign energy dependence enhances national security by minimizing geopolitical vulnerabilities. It also contributes to long-term economic stability by insulating the economy from global price fluctuations. Strategies include investing in renewable energy, improving energy efficiency, and exploiting domestic reserves. Ultimately, energy independence fosters a more resilient and self-sufficient national infrastructure. Climate resilience refers to the capacity of communities to adapt to environmental changes. This adaptive capacity is largely determined by strategic investments. Such investments include significant upgrades to existing infrastructure. They also encompass the development and implementation of early warning systems. These measures are crucial for safeguarding communities against climate impacts. Environmental justice policies address the fair distribution of environmental benefits and burdens. The goal is to prevent any community from disproportionately bearing negative environmental consequences. These negative impacts include pollution, hazardous waste, and lack of green spaces. Such policies aim to reduce health disparities, often linked to environmental inequities. Policies regulate access to and use of public lands. These policies significantly impact outdoor recreation opportunities. They also play a crucial role in conservation efforts. Effective policies ensure leisure activities for future generations. Agricultural policies are governmental decisions influencing farming practices, production, and distribution. Food safety regulations establish standards to ensure food products are safe for consumption. These policies and regulations collectively impact the availability, affordability, and safety of the food supply. Ultimately, these factors directly influence public health outcomes and nutritional status. Government policies play a crucial role in fostering medical research and pharmaceutical development. These policies create an environment conducive to scientific discovery and innovation in healthcare. Support for research can lead to significant breakthroughs in the treatment and prevention of diseases. Such advancements directly impact the health outcomes and quality of life for individuals. Ultimately, these innovations contribute to increased longevity and well-being for future populations. Health disparities refer to preventable differences in health outcomes among various population groups. These disparities often arise from social, economic, and environmental disadvantages. Policies are designed to ensure equitable access to healthcare services for all. The primary goal is to reduce health inequalities across different demographic groups. Ultimately, these policies aim to foster and promote overall public well-being. Mental health stigma creates significant barriers to individuals seeking necessary care and support. Public awareness campaigns are crucial tools for challenging misconceptions and fostering understanding. These campaigns educate the public, promoting empathy and reducing negative perceptions surrounding mental illness. Effective policies are also vital for improving the accessibility and quality of mental health services. By combining awareness and policy, societies can actively work to dismantle existing stigmas. This integrated approach ultimately leads to a more supportive and inclusive environment for mental well-being. Early childhood education programs are crucial for foundational development. Investments in these programs yield significant long-term advantages. They positively impact a child's cognitive development from an early age. These programs also enhance academic achievement in later educational stages. Improved cognitive skills and academic success lead to better future outcomes. Therefore, early education is a vital investment in human capital and societal progress. Teacher retention is significantly influenced by various policy decisions. Key factors include teacher salaries, professional training opportunities, and overall working conditions. These policies directly impact the quality of education provided to students. Ultimately, teacher retention and quality directly affect student learning experiences and outcomes. Educational policies are crucial for fostering digital literacy in students. These policies aim to develop critical thinking skills essential for modern information environments. Digital literacy equips individuals to effectively navigate and utilize digital resources. Critical thinking enables the evaluation and interpretation of complex information. Together, these skills prepare students for future challenges in an evolving digital world. Workforce development programs are crucial for economic stability and growth. These initiatives provide workers with new skills and knowledge. Retraining programs help individuals adapt to evolving job market demand. Policies supporting these programs ensure a continuous supply of skilled labor. This adaptation maintains a competitive and resilient workforce in a changing economy. Education policies are vital for national competitiveness in a global economy. These policies must foster innovation among the workforce. They also need to cultivate critical thinking skills. Such educational frameworks directly impact a nation's economic standing. Immigration policies significantly influence the movement of skilled workers and professionals. These policies dictate whether talent flows into or out of a country. This directly impacts a nation's intellectual capital, affecting its knowledge base. Consequently, it also affects the country's overall capacity for innovation and development. Social cohesion is vital for the stability and well-being of any society. It refers to the bonds that unite members of a community, fostering a sense of belonging. Policies designed to promote integration play a crucial role in strengthening these bonds. These policies encourage understanding and respect among diverse community groups. Ultimately, such efforts lead to greater harmony and reduce social friction within society. Voting rights policies are fundamental to democratic processes. These policies encompass voter registration regulations. They also dictate access to polling places and voting methods. Election integrity measures are a critical component of these policies. Such policies directly influence the ease of citizen participation. Ultimately, they determine the fairness of democratic engagement for future adults. Data privacy policies define the protection of personal information in the digital age. These policies govern how personal data is collected, stored, and used by entities. The scope of these policies directly impacts individual liberties and privacy rights. Effective data privacy is crucial for safeguarding personal information from misuse and surveillance. Policies directly influence media independence and access to information. These policies are crucial in shaping the quality of journalism available to the public. They also significantly impact the public's understanding of current events and complex issues. High-quality journalism fosters a well-informed populace. An informed public is essential for sound decision-making in a democratic society. The separation of powers divides government into distinct branches, typically executive, legislative, and judicial. This division is designed to prevent the concentration of power and ensure checks and balances. Executive actions, such as issuing orders or vetoing bills, directly impact this balance. Legislative responses, like passing laws or overriding vetoes, serve as counterweight. These interactions constantly influence the distribution of authority among government branches. Ultimately, this dynamic interplay shapes the fundamental structure and function of governance. Federalism defines the distribution of power between federal and state governments. Policies can alter this balance, shifting authority between these governmental levels. Such shifts directly influence how policies are implemented across the nation. This impacts citizen rights and the effectiveness of local governance. Executive orders are directives issued by the President of the United States, carrying the force of law. These orders establish precedents, influencing future presidential actions and the scope of executive power. Such precedents can either expand or contract the authority exercised by subsequent administrations. Therefore, executive orders have a lasting impact on the balance of power and governance. Regulatory rollbacks involve the removal or weakening of existing regulations across various sectors. These changes can have cumulative effects, accumulating over time, rather than manifesting immediately. The gradual accumulation of these effects can lead to increased risks in affected areas. Concurrently, such rollbacks often result in a reduction of established protections. Ultimately, this impacts long-term safety and overall societal well-being. Budgetary decisions are fundamental administrative actions that reflect an entity's core priorities. These decisions involve the strategic allocation of available financial resources. Funds are directed towards specific areas deemed critical or high priority by the administration. Conversely, other areas may experience reduced funding or budget cuts. This process inherently shapes the future availability of resources across various sectors. Therefore, budgetary choices are direct indicators of an administration's strategic focus and values. Judicial philosophy refers to the principles and beliefs guiding a judge's interpretation of law. Appointed judges possess distinct judicial philosophies that influence their decision-making. These philosophies shape how judges interpret statutes, precedents, and constitutional provisions. Such interpretations directly determine legal outcomes in various cases, impacting society. The influence of judicial philosophy can extend for decades, shaping the legal landscape long-term. A nation's foreign policy decisions are critical determinants of its global reputation. The rhetoric employed in international discourse significantly shapes perceptions of a country. These factors collectively influence a nation's international standing and diplomatic leverage. A strong international standing enhances a country's ability to forge and maintain global partnerships. Conversely, negative perceptions can hinder diplomatic efforts and cooperation on the world stage. Public trust in government institutions is a critical component of a stable society. The policies and actions implemented by an administration directly influence this public trust. High trust fosters greater civic engagement and participation in democratic processes. Conversely, eroded trust can destabilize social order and hinder effective governance. Policies significantly impact the rate of technological innovation and progress. These policies can either foster or hinder scientific and industrial advancements. The pace of innovation directly influences a nation's economic development. Effective policy frameworks are crucial for sustainable growth and progress. Generational wealth transfer refers to assets passed down from one generation to the next. This transfer can include financial assets, property, businesses, and other forms of capital. Tax policies, such as inheritance or estate taxes, directly influence the amount of wealth transferred. Economic policies, including capital gains, taxes, and investment regulations, also play a crucial role. These policies significantly impact economic mobility, affecting individuals' ability to improve their financial status. Ultimately, the framework of these policies shapes the level of wealth inequality within a society, and administration's policies have profound long-term effects on the political landscape. These policies can significantly influence the outcomes of future elections. They also shape the nature and direction of subsequent policy debates. Ultimately, the decisions made by an administration determine the trajectory of future governance.